Well, we are here in Corcoran. We have been driving around trying to find the Sky is Falling Tulare Lake. Do a little piece on the watershed for that. And we haven't been able to find it yet. So it's obviously not the problem everybody said it was going to be, or at least the problem the media said it would be. But here's an Amtrak. Going through Corcoran. Well, we spent about, I don't even know how many miles we drove and how much time we spent trying to find this immense Tulare Lake that the media and all the Sky is Falling people have been talking about since the rains. I have had subscribers ask me to come check this out. I finally had a free day. Jennifer didn't have to work, and Zayden was here, so we decided to get up this morning and take a look. I was going to drive up to Lake Success, where the Tulare River comes through, which is one of the rivers that feeds this. It's also fed by the Kings River and the Kauai River. Cross Creek is another one of the fillers for it. Cross Creek, as we drove across, it was empty. We came down Highway 43. We drove up to Tulare, then across to Hanford, no sign of it. Drove out to Stratford, which if you look at the maps of the lake, it says that Stratford's in the middle of the lake. But there was no sign of any water or any sign that there had been any high water at Stratford. So we turned around, drove back over to 43, came down Highway 43, and got off at just south of Corcoran, between Corcoran and Alpa, and finally found the edge, the eastern edge of this lake over by Alpa. There was no place over there to safely pull over to get it, but as you can see, it's on both sides of us now, and that was looking east. Now the west is behind me. Let's flip this around and see what's going on. Okay, that is looking south. This road, which I didn't pay any attention to the name of it, is technically closed, but we broke the law, shot the gap, came out here anyway. And you can see that is why it's closed. You can hear the train horn. The BNSF tracks are a few miles that way. I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 miles. Try to see if this will stay focused. I don't know if it will, because of all the other stuff in the foreground. But the big grain elevator over there is where Highway 43 is. Yeah, it's not staying focused. Too much other stuff in the way, but one of the irrigation canals, you can see one of the gates for that right there. That is underwater still. But there is still quite a bit of water here. But you could see, back up, I don't know, a few hundred yards that way, it looks like that's about as far as the water got. So probably where I'm standing right now, the water might have been about 5 or 6 feet deep where I am, if that. But it was obvious that just about, I don't know, not too far up the road, it was obvious there was never any high water, no standing water up there, only down in this end. I don't know how far it goes out that way, but it looks like it still goes quite a ways out that way, a lot bigger than Buena Vista, a lot more area. But this appears to be pretty much the eastern edge of it here. Maybe we'll drive over to I-5, check it out over there. And you come down the road, you can see where the water levels have been, where it lapped up to on either side here. And which kind of shows you how rapidly that this is beginning to soak into the ground and evaporate. We're going to be all right. Buena Vista Lake, we'll cruise out there on the way home. It's kind of on the way home, so we'll cruise out there and show you that. Plenty of places still for this water to go. Is it going to spoil some farmland this year? Yes, it is. Is that going to be that big a deal? No, it's not. It's easy for me to say, I'm not a farmer, but nonetheless, it's hard to see because it's hazy, but way out in the distance you can see the Sierras. They still have snow up top. As I said, Cross Creek had no water in it at all. When I was going up to Tulare this morning, the traffic on 99 was so heavy that when we crossed over the Tulare River there by Tipton, I didn't have a chance to even glance and see if there was anything in it. Jets. We're close to Lemoore Naval Air Station. Got some hornets buzzing around up there. But anyway, yeah, I think we're safe. So, well, let's go check somewhere else out. See if we can get a higher view of the lake, maybe over by I-5. Well, here's a vehicle that was obviously stranded by the floodwaters. I hope the occupants are okay, but their car is thrashed. If you want to see some really cool stuff about cars that people do really do this, go look up Matt Armstrong and Tavarish. I will link their YouTube channels in the description below. And they do this, buy these old beat up cars. They've been flooded and stuff, and pretty entertaining. All right, that right there, as you can see if you look up over the top, this is a small switching station for all the farms around here. You got a lot of water pumps, as you see there. They're all over the place out here. And so that is how they built that up around there, so the water couldn't get into that substation. Pretty cool. Well, since we were out on a big adventure today, we decided to make a stop here at Allensworth, which is a few miles south of Corcoran. Allensworth is the only town in California ever to be populated entirely by African Americans. It was founded by Colonel Allensworth, who was the highest ranking African American officer in the United States Army as of his retirement in 1906. And he founded this community, and I did a piece on this a few years ago, one of my early videos. I'll put a link in the description below to that video, but really cool place, a lot of interesting history. Go check it out. All right, we're out on Highway 43 towards the south end, Enos Lane, southwest of Bakersfield. Last time I was here, you remember that these ponds on the west side, these reservoirs on the west side had water in them, but most of them on the east side didn't. Some of them did. They're all full now, or at least they all have water in them. And this canal right here was dry last time. It has water in it too. So, yeah. Let's head on out towards Buena Vista, see what's going on out there. All right, well, we're down here at the where the river comes into the estuary here at Coles Levee. You remember that from my earlier video. They're still running water north out of here, and I was speaking to this gentleman here, Mitch, and he said that they actually were running water out of the river into the aqueduct for a couple of weeks, but it's been a while, about a few weeks since they did that. So things are calming down, and Aqueduct's a little less full than the last time I was down here, but all right. We're down at Buena Vista Lake. If you'll remember when I did the last video about this, there was no water out there at that time. But they have been releasing water out there. It's not nearly as big. And that's, I don't know, man, that's probably only about a quarter of what that lake can hold. It is a very, very big lake. But anyway, there you go. Buena Vista. All right, well, I know that wasn't a lot, but people have been asking me to do stuff about the big Tulare Lake thing, and so I thought I'd go check it out, and as you can see, it really wasn't all that big a deal. Bigger deal than it is in most years, but in the end, not that big a deal. All right, keep shooting me the ideas. Drop me comments below. Shoot me an email at motorpoet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe. Click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content, and we'll see you all later.